In this video we'll see the pre-processing of dataset. So if you'll observe this dataset, you'll see there are two things that need to be changed. First thing, we need to add suitable header to this dataset so that we would be able to know which column represent which feature, and also we need to change the feature type of these columns, this column, and there are certain more columns. We need to change the feature type from numeric feature to categorical feature. So to do this, we need to drag this edit metadata type option, wide it up, and here it says value required. So whatever header we want to put in our data set, I have already given in a text file. You just need to copy here. This text file will be available in your zip download. And after doing this, you need to run. So let's see what changes happen now. So now guys, you can see here we have got suitable header for this data set. Now it is pretty clear that this credit card amount represents this column, loan duration applies for this column. So all these data are in month. Now next thing we need to do is we need to change the feature type of certain columns, and for this also I have given you a text file. In this text file you can see the list of column which you need to make it as categorical because it represents a specific category. Like for this column I can say credit card risk. If it is 1, then it is good to give the loan to the customer, and if it is 2, then it is not. So to change the category of column, again we need a module called edit metadata, and from here we can select whatever we want to make change. So you can just make comparison what are the column name. Purpose, saving amount, employee year status, other debt property, other installment housing status, job type own telephone, foreign worker credit risk. Okay, so these are the columns for which we need to change the feature type from numeric to categorical, and here make categorical, then run it. Now guys, one question you might ask here, how do I know that these are the columns which I need to make change? So for this, uh, you will be having a file. Always you will be giving some word file. It is a kind of documentation for you, and it gives a description of the problem statement. Like, it consists of information which column should be of what type, and how many columns are there, how many rows are there, and what is the problem statement. So this is something which you will be always provided by data scientist. Like here you can, from this file you can see that if it is A40, then it represents a car. A41 means a car used. So based on the reference provided in this word file from data scientist, we will take our approach. Now this completes our pre-processing of data set. The next thing we're going to do is we'll split this data set into two parts. One is for training and one is for testing. So run it again. Now guys, if you remember, then there was one constraint in a problem statement which I told you at the very beginning. If I give loan to someone who do not have potential to pay me back, then the loss the bank would suffer would be 5 times more than if I'll reject the application of someone who had potential to pay me back. So this is a analytical reasoning problem. Now to translate it in a form which could be understood by algorithm, we need to use some programming language. So normally there are two kinds of programming language you can use in Azure Machine Learning Studio. One is R programming and other is Python programming. Both are equally strong. It's all up to you which language you want to choose. In this particular problem, I'm going to use an R code. So at the end, you can see here an R model. You can simply replicate it. Okay. Now there can be many different logics to implement this problem via code. But in this problem, I'm going to follow a very simple approach. By coding, I'll try to multiply my observations 5 times where my risk is bad, then the risk where it is good. So we'll see the detail of this execution in the next video.